What's going on, Forex Killers? It's your boy Maxos here. Look, I'm just giving you guys a little video. I just want to give a little trade advice for new traders, new and upcoming traders. I'm just going to do a little 5-minute video with just some random tips and tricks that come into my head, and take from it what you will. As a new trader, there's a few key bits of advice. No specific order, but some key bits of advice that you're going to hear people saying this to you, more advanced traders, seasoned traders, and you may dismiss it, right? Or you may listen and go, "Oh, that makes a bit of sense," but you're not really understanding it to the level of gravity that you should, right? So these things that I'm going to tell you, you need to take if you're a new trader and you don't want to extend the time that it takes you to learn how to trade, and you don't want to go through the heartache. I mean, everyone's got to go through some degree of pain and torture to become a seasoned trader, like I did myself. But if you want to do it and limit and mitigate that pain and suffering, then listen to these, write them down, and don't forget them. All right. First thing I'll say, as a new trader, trade very small. Now, what I mean by that is you cannot paper trade. Paper trading is different, right? You've got no skin in the game, and it's not going to go with your psychology. So you're not going to learn the psychological effect that a trade going against you per se can have, right? Or a trade that you are in can have. You'll instead of taking the profit where you probably would have if you had real money, you might just let it go, and then it might come back, but it might go on another 1,000 pips or 20% if you're talking Bitcoin, right? So you need to have skin in the game. However, do not trade. I mean, just for ease sake of numbers, if you earn $1,000 a week and your disposable income is $100 a week, don't trade $100. Like you can lose that per week. You should. I mean, if you've got $100 disposable income per week, maybe that you're putting to trading. What I would say is build that up, put that in a separate account, but put $500 in an account and trade with 500, and then trade. You're looking for 1% trades. So, and that might sound small, but you're getting a $5 for a scalp trade. That's what you should be aiming at. If you're getting a bit of a swing trade or a bigger trade, talking Forex, 100 pips, you might get $20, $25, right? And that's good. If you get 50 on a trade, well, that's 10%, right? That's huge. Some people, would get that in a year, and that's actually considered great. I mean, if you've got $500,000 and you get 10%, and you earn 50 grand in a year, and it's on top of your already income, then how good's that, right? If you've got that capital to do that. Now, there's a few reasons for this. Obviously, you're learning, and it's very important, but this is even for a seasoned trader. But obviously, you're learning, and you don't want to. You got to learn to control your emotions and psychology. And if you are trading big and you're worried about what you're losing, you're going to make irrational decisions, right? You don't want to have any emotion. The only way that you are going to take emotion out of your trading is if you trade small and you are not worried about what you are going to lose whatsoever, all right? And when I say not worried about what you're going to lose, I mean, you've got your stop and you're not worried about it going to your stop, right? You've got your invalidation point and you're not worried about that. So if you've got for instance, with my trades, all of my trades, I give the same advice. We got 3 entries, right? We got a 20 pip first take profit. We got a 50 pip take profit, and we got a 100 pip take profit. Now, I generally have, depending on the pair, I might have a 15 pip stop loss, I might have a 20, or if I'm going for a bigger swing, I might have a 30 pip stop loss, right? So I'm happy with those stop loss. I don't often get stopped like that because I can read the waves and do different things. But let's say I'm going for a swing and I'm putting in a limit buy overnight or something, then I've got to accept a stop, right, if it gets it. All right, there's different ways to avoid that. You don't do it on news events, things like that. But sometimes you've got to be willing to accept that loss. Otherwise, you're going to make an irrational decision. Okay, so trade small, trade to a point where you want to build your account. You're seeing the money go, and that's good. You got skin in the game, but it's not going to impact your psychology so much that you make irrational decisions. You're never going to learn that way. All right. The only way to beat the market is to trade small and trade consistently and to your rules. If you break rules because you're letting your emotions get in your head, and you make an excuse as to why your entry was the wrong entry, but now where you had your stop and you know you're in validation, you make up another reason as to why, well, that's actually the good entry, and I'm going to take that. Which brings me on to my second tip. Never ever add to a losing position. You might have heard that before. WTW. I couldn't agree more. If you add to a losing position, you're doubling your risk. If you depends if you at the same position size, right? But effectively, you are where you had your stop. You're now making an excuse and another reason to open up a trade at that position, right? And then you're going to have a stop loss for that trade. And then what about your first trade? So then let's say it goes down another 30 pips, like you had the stop loss at 30 pips, and then it goes down another 30 pips. Well, now you're under 60 pips with one trade, 30 pips with another. And then what are you going to do? You might think, oh, I'll cut one, right? And think, oh, but what if it turns around? Oh, this is definitely the turnaround point. And then you might add a third position, right? And you're thinking this is definitely the point. You've made up all these reasons in your mind why this is where it's going to turn around. And next thing you know, it dumps another 30, 50, 100 pips. That's how you can wipe your account. That's how you can take out weeks of profit. And trust me, I've done this all before. I've been through the hard yards. Don't do it. Stick to your rules. And that'll do in this video. And I'll have more tips to come. Drop a like, drop a subscribe, share. Forex Killers. Cheers, guys.